Welcome to Fixit Pioneer Support, where we help you stay Fixit compliant and efficient. So today's question is, I'm about to start my network. Is it best to make a huge circle around the map with dual tracks so I can always branch off of it without worrying about collisions? That's a good question. But first, please help feed Wilbur. He loves eating likes and subscribes. And if you want to support him further, you can get all my maps and blueprints at patreon.com/pioneer support. And as usual, if you have a question, put it in the comments. I'll do my best to make a video. So yeah, it's a really good question. I've tried both ways. I've tried to have two-way tracks. I've tried to have one-way tracks. Is essentially what you're asking. And I always come back to one-way tracks. So I'll run a pair of tracks. The right side goes clockwise around the map, and the left side goes counterclockwise. So we can grab a ride here. And I usually do what's called a hub and spoke kind of a setup. So if we look at our map here, you can see, it's kind of, well, you can't really see, but the hub, sorry, the rim of the it's not hub and spoke, it's actually the reverse. It's rim and spokes. So the rim of my train network circumnavigates the entire map out here. Just makes a big old circle around. And then there's spokes that go in to different parts of the map. Here, another one here, another one here. And in that way, first of all, it makes it very easy to sort of tap off your main line. You don't have to like run a lot of custom track everywhere, because you do have to make that initial investment of making the track around the outside, but boy, is it worth it. And now, this is actually a save that I did before blueprints, but now with blueprints, you can lay down track very, very fast. You can just make a blueprint for the support for the track and a little bit of track on there for one piece for your right side and one piece for your left side. Turn on auto connect and then just plop them down around the outside of your map pretty quickly. You can also see it's going to get really laggy here. Sorry, there's a lot going on. I got to kind of make this a little simpler. It's very, very complicated right now. But you can also see I ran power at the same time, so I have my big main power bus. That's a great thing to do along with trains. Yes, you do get power through the rails. No, you don't want to rely on that for anything other than your trains. But yeah, you run your power bus along with your rail network, and then now all of a sudden you have a rim and spoke system for your power as well. And it's easy to do if you do blueprints, because you plop, you make the blueprint once and you plop it down over and over again to make your rail network. But yeah, trains in this game are really great. So I highly recommend getting into them. If you can notice, I have a lot of signals on here. You notice all these blocking signals. I put those in there. You want to have them, fairly regularly. Like I would say, if you're running trains of like a 6-car length, then have blocking lights like every 12 car lengths. This may seem like a massive overkill in the beginning, but as your number of trains increase, you will be happy you did it. You can see here I've got, I don't know how many trains I have here, probably 30. And it definitely improves efficiency. Otherwise, you're going to have traffic jams all over the place for no reason. Because if you block out large sections of track, that means in that block between one light and the next one, you can only have one train. So, if you have a mile of track that's literally dedicated to one block, now all of a sudden you have a block of a mile of track that you can't put more than one train on. So yeah, it is worth making the investment early on. And again, you can put these blocking signals onto the blueprint you make that has the power on it, as well as the rails. And you put some fancy lights on there like I did here. But yeah, so I definitely recommend doing that. For single direction trains, what I would only do that for is if you have one train going on that track that's going somewhere, that's a dead end essentially, and it's turning around from that dead end and coming back. that's the safest way to do it. Otherwise, I would never do it because, you know, as complexity increases for your railway line, you just have so many more opportunities to have things go wrong. So I would definitely recommend the two-way option. All right. Hopefully this helps. And again, if anyone watching this has any questions, put them down in the comments, and I'll do my best to make a video answer for you. All right. Have a great day.